Are you a high school basketball player that wants to continue developing your skills and your habits while giving your body a bit of a spring break after your long season? Well, today I'm going to share 3 drills that you can do that'll still give your body a bit of a break, but continues to develop some foundational skills and habits for your game. Let's jump in and discuss. Welcome back to Hard Smart Together. I'm Coach Dave. I'm here every week to help basketball players become the smart, confident players that coaches love. So the last few weeks we've been talking about kind of giving your body a bit of a break during the spring season. And maybe you're playing a different spring sport, or maybe you just took a step away from sports to give your body a total break. But after a long season, it's really hard on your body. So I thought, hoopers, they want the ball in their hands and they want to continue developing their skills and their habits. So what are 3 kind of foundational drills that are easy on your body, but yet really make a big impact on your game? So I'm going to go over those 3 drills with you today. Now, I have gone in detail on 2 of these drills. I'm going to mention a third that I haven't done a past video on, but I'm going to put links below for the 2 drills that I've gone over in detail, because today I'm going to go over these drills at a high level. I'm going to give you a description of them, how to do them, and if you want more details, you can refer back to these videos. I'm also going to give you a resource for a third drill that I'm going to give you that you can refer to. And the last link that I'm going to give you, if you haven't already downloaded my checklist of the 8 intangible skills that coaches love to see in players, be sure to click that and download that checklist with those skills and how you can implement them. And I'll be sure to get you that. And then I'll let you know whenever we have future content that comes out that you might be interested in. So, what are these 3 foundational drills? The first one that we've talked about in the past is one-handed form shooting. Now, in the name, it's one-handed. So you're shooting with one hand. I like to have players put their offhand behind their back while they're doing this shooting drill. And then you're going to do it really close to the basket. So it's not something where you're, doing a full-on shooting workout. This is form shooting. So we're focusing on the 5 points of form in a shot. Okay? So you're close to the basket, one-handed. What are those 5 points of form? So the first one is bending your knees, okay? The second one is lifting, making sure from that bent knee position you get lift and shoot on the way up. Number 3 is extending. So as you lift, you're fully extending, okay, up. Number 4 is snapping your wrist. So snapping your wrist as you shoot. And then the final, number 5, is holding your finish. So it's simple to remember. Bend, lift, extend, snap, and hold. Okay? As I mentioned, the link below will get you back to a past video that I've done where I go much more in depth into the teaching points or the learning points of each one of those points of form. But that's a simple drill, not hard on your body, close to the basket, that you can spend just a few minutes a day, a week, and it really helps ingrain the form so that when you do full shooting workouts, or you are shooting in a game, those points of form are really emphasized because you've broken it down and really taken your time to emphasize each one of those points of form as you do your form shooting, your one-handed form shooting. So that's your first drill. What's the second? The second, we're going to talk about ball handling a little bit. So this is stationary ball handling drills, okay? I call it one drill, but there's a series of drills that go along with it, okay? And whenever I've worked with teams or individual players in the past, we'll work on these individual, these stationary ball handling drills. And I call it pistol series. It comes from, if you're unfamiliar with a past player by the name of Pistol Pete Maravich, Pistol Pete Maravich was known as having some of the best ball handling on the planet, both in college and in the pros. And so he had a series of ball handling drills, stationary ball handling drills. Some of them were done with one ball, some of them were done with two, that were excellent for, these are not drills that you're going to use in the game. These aren't ball handling moves that you'll use in the game necessarily, but these are to give you hand-eye coordination, quickness, dexterity, and he talks about all these different, the quickness that it gives you, and developing kind of that ball on a string attitude, right? When you're a real great ball handler, it doesn't mean you're going to use a bunch of fancy moves in a game, but feeling that you have complete control over the ball and feeling that that ball is almost connected to you via a string is a really powerful feeling, and it gives you a lot of confidence on the court, okay? So I put a link below as well. It's on NBA.com, where they have a past video of Pete Maravich talking about some of these drills. Now, you might think it's a pretty hokey, old-fashioned video because he was way back, right? And so the video is kind of, entertaining from a nostalgic standpoint, but the drills are excellent and they are timeless. And so I recommend going through, and he goes through about 3 or 4 different drills that you could do, and that might be enough. Or you can always just go Google Pete Maravich and his ball handling drills, and there is a wealth of information out there on his ball handling drills. And I want to be a guide for you, and so I just want to guide you in the right direction of where you can find these resources. So I put that link below as well. And then the last drill kind of goes back to shooting, but it's a little bit more on the mental side of shooting, and that is one-handed pressure shooting, okay? And I've talked in depth in the past in a video that I'll put a link below as well, but the idea behind one-handed pressure shooting is the same setup as you're doing for form shooting. It's one-handed shooting, you're right next to the hoop, but now you're not focused as much on the 5 points of form as you are on really being accurate under pressure and making these shots. So how do you create that pressure? You basically give yourself a goal of a certain number of consecutive swishes that you need to make before the drill is over. So if you're a really good shooter, that might be 5 consecutive swishes. If you're just starting out, it might be 3 consecutive swishes. If you're incredible, it might be 7, 8. Depends on your skill set, okay? But you're basically doing one-handed shooting. You've already done your form shooting, so you're not needing to focus on that. You're focused on accuracy. And so when I say swishes, you can't touch any rim, right? The ball must not touch any rim as it goes through. And you got to do that consecutively. So you are going for 5 and you're on the 5th shot and you nick the rim, guess what? You got to start all over again. And that creates pressure each time. So these, like I said, I'll put a link below. I've gone in depth into that drill as well. And so you can refer back to that as a resource. But these are 3 foundational drills, not hard on your body, huge impact on your game. They should be part of your routine. Make them a part of your routine this spring if they haven't already been. And you can still kind of take that break from the court, from playing games or from being the wear and tear on your body, while still building your skills and your habits to go forward and take these drills into your summer, into next season, and make them part of your routine. So I always love the likes. If one of these drills stood out to you and you really think you're going to, start doing them on a regular basis, just, like I said, 20 minutes, you could do all 3 of these drills and have a nice little, foundational workout. If you think one stood out to you, give me a comment below. Let me know which one really can make an impact on your game. And until next week, remember to play hard, play smart, and play together. See you next week.